There are a few SPI balls that have gotten the axe recently, one that slipped through the cracks but that I've mentioned didn't get a video up for it since it was by itself, and a couple big ones that just got leaked, so we'll talk about what is gone and what you can replace them with. The first one is the Summit. I don't think it's any surprise by now, but typically they don't make a big deal about announcing stuff that gets discontinued because they don't want you buying it anymore. They want you buying the new or current stuff because that's just basic business sense. You want people buying what you're actively producing, not trying to hoard dead product. That's just logic. It's not some kind of scam or anything. You all stopped buying the product, so they stopped making it. End of story. I've remarked several times that the Summit never really felt like a storm ball, and now that I've thrown stuff from several different companies, it feels a lot like a motive ball. That heavy rolling, chuggy, tanky feel, and while it kind of rolls like a Venom Shock, the Shock is definitely the weaker ball. I haven't thrown the Sub-Zero Forge yet, but it really passes the eye test. The ball roll and general reaction really reminds me of the Summit, so that's the one I'd point to. The next two are a pair, so I'm just going to call them out. The Gem and the Magic Gem are both gone. The Gem made it a whole lot longer than expected, not because it was bad, it was actually extremely good, but bowling balls don't seem to make it much longer than a year anymore. It was a rare case of a big chuggy ball that would hook on everything, but that had a little bit of pop. It got through the pins well, was surprisingly successful from deeper angles. It took a lot more friction to make it burn up than you'd expect, and even if it was burning up, it was still effective to play that. A lot of better bowlers will use big stuff like that on the shorter patterns, counting on them to burn up a little to keep the ball reaction tamer and more manageable, but instead of just straight up puking or giving up, it would still get through the pins well. The Magic was along the same lines, it was just a little cleaner and sharper version. I expected the Gem to go not long after the Magic was released since they were so on top of each other, but it must have still been selling well enough. Now to dig deeper into what I said earlier, stuff gets discontinued when it stops selling. Companies don't discontinue bowling balls, consumers discontinue bowling balls, and don't give me the snarky technical stuff, you know what I mean. If you keep buying them, they keep producing them. They don't just randomly decide it's time for something to go and then get rid of it because it wouldn't make sense to cut something that was still popular and still selling. You stop buying it, they stop selling it. Simple concept. As far as replacements go, the Ion Max is it, because NRG and Microtrax are basically the same thing. I think Roto's version is a touch stronger, or at least it has been in the past, but the Max looks very gem-like. I'm not sure it's quite as strong or chonky, we'll see, should have a review up in a few days, but it does have that similar heavy rolling chuggy look to it. The Harsh Reality is in that same kind of territory. It's strong of course, but it doesn't seem like it's that chuggy, grindy look that wants to slow down as fast. Now to be fair, the Gem line was also kind of in a class of its own. It's going to be hard to replace that specific look. You can get close, sure, and Schlem always delivers, so I'm sure that there's something in the pipelines because this leaves a huge hole at the top of the lineup. The XL has a cleaner medium strength cover, it's definitely not close to Gem territory, and while the Optimum has the same cover as the Gem, it's symmetric, so it just doesn't have the same degree of chonk and chug and torque that you need on the heaviest volumes. For now, the Ion Max and Sublime Focus are coming soon. They're both strong, early, and smooth, heavier oil balls. I'll have reviews out soon. Thanks for watching, and may the strikes be with you.